Hello guys, so what we're going to make today, we're going to make that Beyonce trending hat, okay? So the supplies, what you're going to need, you're going to need a plate or a bowl top or whatever. This is the top that I had. That used to go on a Tupperware bowl. Now I'm going to use it to make my hats. So you take this shape and you trace it out. Boom. You're going to trace out two of them, okay? You trace out two circles, then you fold it in half, and you're going to find the middle. You're going to find the middle. You take your ruler, you mark the middle, and then you do a 1 inch by 1 inch slit on each side, cut it up like a triangle. It will create a dart. And the reason why you want it to do that, because like see right now, if you try to do the head, it's just to be like that. So you see how when we take it and curve it over the top, see that? It gives us that bend, okay? You're going to take fabric, the same size of the circle. You're going to need some fabric glue, and you're going to glue the fabric to the paper. And I have one that's already done, okay? So it's drying. So I glued it to the paper, and I duct taped it to hold that together. So these is going to be sandwiched on top of each other, okay? They're going to be sandwiched on top of each other. So I'm going to sew a binder going all the way around mine because I didn't make mine wide enough to roll over. So if you don't want to sew a binder going all the way around, then make your circle wider so that you can curve it around. I didn't do a seam allowance, so because I'm going to sew a binder on there. Then I'm going to use some elastic. It's somewhere. I don't know, it's somewhere. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to make these unique hats that like Beyonce was wearing. Okay? The bigger you want it, the bigger the circle. So, which way do I want it? Okay. All right. And this is almost like preschool. Y'all don't need to watch me. Which way do I want it? Let's see. Y'all don't need to watch me put glue on the paper. Okay. So, yeah, this is going to be the outer side. Okay, I'm just checking to see which way I want it to glue that. Because they're going to sandwich on top of each other. So this side will be the lining. So I'm going to sit here and glue this. And I don't know where the elastic at. It's on the bed. But anyway, when this is done, being sandwiched, okay? When it is done being sandwiched, then right in the center, you take the elastic band, sew it with a loop, and then you put it at the top of the hat. So that's what's going to hold this nice little hat on your head. So that's what I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm working on some hats. And I appreciate y'all for watching the videos, commenting, and everything. I really appreciate it. So that's it. I'm just gonna put this on and the glue and put the fabric on top, sandwich it down. And you could use Mod Podge or fabric glue, or I wouldn't use like that school glue. I don't know if that would be sufficient enough. So this is like a crafting glue. Like It's like a super, so when it dries, this one, it dries permanent and waterproof. But I would say, if you want your head to be waterproof, you duct tape it. But to be honest, not a hat, not my felt hats, not my straw hats, not none of them. I don't want to be walking around in the rain. So I would never put on any of these hats and subject them to rain. So, but you knowing that this hat is made out of paper, I wouldn't suggest you walk out in the rain. You know, if it's raining, do an umbrella or take it off so you get to the event. Just kind of, you know you don't want to do that. No. Yes. So none of that. Just kind of like, I guess, a common sense type thing. Like, no. None of my hats I would wear in the rain. Unless I don't care about them. Then you could do it. And you want to make sure that the glue is flat because you don't want lumps and bumps through your fabric. Okay? You don't want lumps and bumps. Isn't that something? When you're young, your vision is perfect. When you get older, your vision starts to crack up. Okay. Now that I have it on here, it's almost like a piece of sludge. I got the, and I did have to press these because they was wrinkled. It was in the bag. They was wrinkled. And before you start pressing, make sure you got it lined up right, okay? Because you don't want to have it lined up the wrong way. A lot of times y'all have to be quiet so I can focus. So I'm definitely smoothing the glue out. I don't want no clumps. So. And that's why you want your glue to be smooth. You don't want your hat to have no lumps. If you don't smooth it out, your hat is going to have lumps, okay? Okay. So I didn't leave a lot for a rollover. So if you see, normally you cut it bigger, you roll over. I just left little edges because I'm actually going to, when my hat dry, I'm actually going to go in there and take my bias tape on the sewing machine to really make it look custom and sew it around. So now what we're going to do is cut this open. Okay. So we need that cut open so that when we get ready to make it curve, this part needs to be open, okay? Sorry if I'm smacking on this gum. I'm not hungry. I'm just, it's in my mouth. And sometimes, you know, you just focusing and you're not realizing that you're smacking the hell out of the gum. So if I am, I apologize. Okay, so like that. So you see when I get ready to curve it. So when you do it like that, you see that? When you curve it, that's why we're putting that slit in. So now I'm just going to go around and curve the little bit of ends that it have. But remember, I'm going to put bias tape around mine. So mine don't have a lot of rollover. I have very little rollover. Very little. See, it's barely even rolling over. And then to make it, if you use the edges, if you don't have the bias tape and don't want to do that step, cut little slits in it to help it to roll. Yeah, cut little slits in it to help it to roll. Okay. What's the time? Okay. Okay, it's my packages. I heard you, Gino. Okay, so I'm going to finish doing this, and then I'll come back to another step, because it's just kind of common sense. Just rolling it over. So I don't want y'all to have to sit here and watch me to do this. So if you don't have the bias tape, just cut little slits and cut it bigger than an actual circle. So when you get it to roll over, it's gonna roll over perfect. This one I didn't leave a lot because I'm gonna do the bias going around, so it don't matter for me. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna finish that up, and then I'll see you guys in another step. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just putting the bias tape around, and this head is still wet. So meaning that it's still, the glue is setting. So I'm going to put it on a fan and let it dry. So I can't even attempt to go and try to sew this on my sewing machine. Because if I do, I'm going to mess up the needle. And the needle going to keep coming out because it has glue on it and it's wet. So I'm going to let it sit on the fan. And it might be tomorrow when I get it completed. But yeah, this is the bias tape. So instead of me gluing the end shut, I'm using bias tape, and I'm going to sew it on the sewing machine all the way around. But this head is wet, so it's kind of loopy because it's wet. But once it dry, it's going to dry firm. Okay, so that's what I said that I was going to do to mine. I'm going to do the bias tape, and then once it dries, I'm gonna do an invisible stitch right down here. So, but y'all see how it's going. So when I put the headband on, that's gonna make it stay. So I don't know if y'all did or didn't see Beyonce with that head on. I insert the picture. So say for instance, if this was the elastic, right? So I take the elastic and I measure it around my head like this, right? Boom. And then I'll sew it closed, okay? And then in the center of here, I sew this down. That's what's going to keep your hat on your head. So we're going to let this hat dry 24 hours. And we'll come back. I got some glue on here. No. So hopefully I better clean that glue up. If not, I'll have to take some lace over the top of it. But okay, so now we need to just let this dry. And once it dry, then I can add the elastic and sew the binder all around. So that's how you make these unique hats. Alrighty, guys. Oh, I got another hat in. Let's see. I'm gonna go with this hat. I want to make the black. This one looks short. I hope this ain't a short one. I do not want a short hide. Okay, so it's not too short. But this is how the hats look. When y'all see me get these hats, these felt hats, before I do anything to them, this is how they look. They don't have nothing done to it. No sweatband, no nothing. So I'm going to go prep this one. And this one going to dry within 24 hours. And then I'll go to the next thing. So, okay, my good people. See y'all later. Toodles. Okay, guys, so I found the elastic. It was on the floor. Okay, so you see in the center of the hat, you take the elastic and literally, I will be sewing this, but remember, like I said, the hat is still wet. So this will be how, when you get ready to wear the hat, you'll be able to keep it on. So, yeah. So once everything dries, I'm going to take a stitch, because it's warpy. I'm going to take a stitch and go right down there. And I'm going to sew the elastic, or you could use a headband. And that's going to make the hat secure on your head. So that's how you'll make these Beyonce inspired hats. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. Toodles.